All right. So again, Matt, thank you. I really do appreciate you doing this.
Of course.
And like, I first of all, I want to say about the whole like you and Machinima. I'm sorry that occurred. It actually
Uh huh.
is very sad.
Yeah.
But since you are no longer actually with Machinima, like, what do you plan on doing? Like, do you plan on still doing gaming news and all those?
Um. Well, I mean, yeah, I'd like to. I'm honestly right now. I haven't exactly thought that far ahead, even though it was, geez, nearly a month ago
Yeah.
now. I'm still kind of just sort of enjoying, sort of hanging out, having free time, playing games. I've been doing a decent amount on my own YouTube channel, just sort of exploring that. I mean, also kind of one of the like awesome yet kind of sad things about Machinima is I meet, and talk to all these like cool content creators and stuff. But I had been, so much working on just gaming or inside gaming and editorial stuff that I hadn't really had a chance to, work with all these people that are my friends and that I've, had fun times with. So that's kind of one of the things that I'm doing right now is just sort of I'm starting to, play with some of the people that I enjoyed playing with, and getting some time with them, and whatnot. Kind of like going back and seeing your family.
Oh yeah.
Sort of.
At least the good family.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I mean, honestly, 99% of the people that I've worked with and met at Machinima are great. Like it was a completely business corporate decision. Like really, the only people that I don't even know necessarily exactly who finally made the call on how everything went down.
Yeah.
But I'm 100% sure that it's nobody that I was like in direct contact with
But
while during my day to day there.
you're still in full contact with like Kovic and all of them, correct?
Dude, I mean, Kovic's one of my best friends. I was one of the groomsmen at his wedding. Like we hang out and talk all the time. Like that's and like Kale and Bruce, I'm still really close with them. Like most everybody still at Machinima, I talk to very regularly.
That's actually really good. Like when you left, like it. I still watch the Inside Gaming dailies. I Kovic's probably my second favorite person there. But it's different without you. It's
Well, it's gonna be. It's just a fact on the ground. Yeah.
like we can just look at the outtakes that you guys released. That
Oh.
those were
Well,
interesting.
and then actually the funny thing is John the editor had made I think 7 of them and only 3 got released. So there are 4 floating around that I think content wise they might have been a little bit afraid, gun shy, especially and everything, because like some of them got pretty bad. Though I may figure out a way to try to get them to see the light of day. At the very least, actually, I haven't even seen them. And I've been actually kind of egging on Kovic to get his hands on it, but yeah.
That's actually rather interesting because I've only seen 2 of them, but I keep watching them over and over, and it's like it seems like you guys have like those outtakes planned out, but you really don't. It's
No, not at all.
like
just fuck up a lot.
like there was one where you like damn Amric or whatever.
Oh,
like
Dan
that,
Amric, yeah.
that
Yeah, one of sorts.
yeah that one that sounded like it was planned, but you played it off really well.
Well, it's we do it every day in the morning. It just sort of kind of comes to you, like you work with the guy long enough, yeah, it just sort of rolls that way. We have our little shticks and things that we fall into.
Yeah, the and the thing is that like you had one scene in there where like somebody I forgot his name, but they were saying like, can I have a picture, like a quote of you in my bathroom, and you said push, and you gave that like weird thumbs up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually I found a person that made that. I actually have that.
Oh God.
And like I'm looking around to see somebody like make it as a poster and actually try to sell that.
or put it in there. Oh, Lord help them if they try to invest money and sell that. I mean, it's awesome. Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. It'd make my, that'd be the highlight of my career if I go into somebody's bathroom and I see a picture of me encouraging them to push a turd out. That'd be great.
So since you were actually like Inside Gaming Daily, how did you get a job like that? Like, what'd you have to go through?
Well, I'd been working at Machinima, honestly. I was probably employee number 6 or 7. I'd been working at Machinima for actually quite a long time, and had not necessarily with Inside Gaming, but had worked with Kovic a decent amount. And generally it was just, because, I mean, when we're all going to lunch, when we're all hanging out and doing that kind of stuff, clearly we were talking about games, we're playing games, we play together after work, like usually around 10, a group of us are playing games. So, Kovic and I had kind of the same sensibilities when it came to that, and when he moved to the daily format, he was sort of like, well, I don't want it all resting on me, this and that, and he basically, between him and his supervisor, were like, yeah, Matt, I think Matt would be pretty good for this, and so,
and they made a good choice.
Yeah, I think I'd be pretty good for it too, and I had a great time doing it, so I did it.
That's good, and honestly, they did make a good choice. Like, you two were, I mean, like, you guys were the perfect pair for it. Like,
he is so surly. That's true.
On my YouTube channel, like, we're actually thinking about trying to make gaming news. However, not do it a daily, competing against you guys, but
no, whatever.
Watching you guys was like, you guys are by far one of our most watched group.
Oh.
So,
thanks. Yeah.
I even still go back and watch the old ones.
Sometimes, I'll be honest, sometimes when I get home real drunk, I do the same thing too, and I cry. No, I don't cry.
There was, I don't know if you remember it, but when you did a Borderlands 2 live stream, a question came up saying, Matt Dannevik, do you smoke pot before you do your interview, like do your deal? I don't know if you remember that, but that was actually me that asked that.
Oh, really?
And like the answer that you gave, like you have like the looks and people talk about it. Like, I thought that was the greatest thing ever. Like, I didn't expect like a full-on answer, like, oh yeah or oh no. That was like the answer I was hoping for.
I'm glad I could back you, like give you a satisfying answer. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's because I'm born and raised from Southern California. I don't know. It's sort of my diction, my way of talking, and I'm just generally I'm sort of my energy level is sort of calm and at a base sort of area.
Yeah.
And so also, like, one of the good things that I liked about IG and just sort of doing that is it kind of not really forced me to the point where I'm like, I gotta be like up, but like it made me more aware of my tone and enthusiasm and things like that. So yeah,
Speaking of like Machinima and Inside Gaming, whatever, of all the things while working there, what was probably the number one thing you liked covering, like wise?
Oh, God. Geez, of events, my favorite event far and away is PAX Prime. I fucking love PAX Prime. It's so much fun. There's so much going on. Seattle's a rad town.
Born and raised.
I like PAX Prime is one of the best, just by far. A lot of people who are look up to gaming or have gaming as priority, who haven't really, I guess, maybe necessarily, like, a lot of people just sort of like assume that like E3, it's like E3, but honestly E3 had always been like, after the first one is kind of, I don't know, there's just something sort of very you know, it's like you're inside a Best Buy when you're at E3. It's not quite it doesn't have the same enthusiasm and spirit and just sort of love that PAX Prime does.
Yeah, that would make sense. I've always wanted to go to an E3 event, but like I've always thought about it. Like I think I'd have fun there, but I think I'd find more time just wandering around trying to figure out where the hell I was at.
Yeah.
Rather than actually trying to accomplish anything.
Right. Well, I mean, the show floor is neat, and you know you go there, but unless you're you know with an outlet or something like that, you're gonna be waiting in insane lines. You aren't really gonna see that much. You know, it's not as accessible as, you know, because it isn't really necessarily a fan facing event, even though kind of they try to market it that way. In reality, when you attend it is not.
They more want you to go look around.
They want you to like dream about it, but not actually go.
Yeah.
You know, they want it to look cool, but they don't want to have to actually, you know, have it be participatory. It's more aspirational than actually, like, you know.
And a good question actually was brought to me that I'd never even thought about. Since you are no longer with Machinima, like, do you ever see yourself possibly going back to E3 or any other ones?
Oh yeah, definitely. I'm not gonna be going to DICE, though I could have. I'm 90% sure I'm gonna go to GDC because they'll probably be showing some next gen stuff, like actually showing next gen stuff. Hardware, that is.
Yep.
And then also just for fucking Project Destiny, I'm really excited about Project Destiny, and that's where the first big like info dump about Destiny is gonna be. So I'm gonna be taking a gander at that.
Yeah, especially like you were just talking about the next gen. PlayStation actually sent out a tweet earlier today about possibly their future.
The 20th. Yeah, no, I saw that. It's PS Vita 2, guys. It's PS Vita 2.
I hope not. That was a disappointment.
Yeah, it's what, you know. It's gonna be the PS4. They're gonna try to beat Microsoft, but I don't really think that really matters because they're both probably gonna be launched actually available for purchase around the same time, so I don't think it's like, you know, it's not going to be the same type of distance between the 360 and the PS3. Like, it's going to be a matter of months, so we'll see who offers the best deals and who has the best exclusives and things like that. I'm saving up now because I gotta fucking buy both of them. But
same here.
But you know, hey.
If Machinima walked up to you and said, like, not Machinima themselves, but
sure,
if they walked up to you and said, "Hey, would you like to come back?" Would you do it?
I'm not gonna say no. You know, it would have to be like the right sort of situation for that. Like, you know, I'd be like, well, what am I gonna be doing? What's that? Who's gonna be making these decisions? Who am I gonna be reporting to?
Yeah.
You know, there's a lot. I guess my answer is more like, I'm not like philosophically opposed to working at Machinima or anything, but I definitely, if they did come back to me, which also I'm just gonna say they never will, and I'm not, you know, trying to approach them to work permanently there. Though, I mean, I'm still like, I know that like the whatchamacallit, head of production and a couple of other people were like, oh, we got some live streams, maybe you'd like doing that. And I'm like, sure, you got to pay me an appearance fee. Now, it's very modest, but you still have to pay me. Pay me like as a freelancer. I'll do that. There's a chance I might be doing the BioShock Infinite review.
Ah.
Because I I had called dibs on it way back before, and I called dibs on it in November after there was a press event we went to where I played a bunch of it, and I was like, I must review this game. So I mean, there's stuff that I will do in any type of permanent fashion. I'd say the likelihood of me coming back is very, 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 very low, but it isn't something that I'd be like, Machinima's asking me, fuck you, that kind of thing.
Well, since you're like no longer with Machinima, you have your own channel. Are you planning on trying to make that almost like a full-time deal, or is it just one of those that you'll come back to every once in a while?
It's probably more like one of those things that I'm coming back to every once in a while. I mean, I'm getting really good feedback on it. It's a nice thing to do every day, but I mean, we're kind of in a world where, in an environment right now where, it's kind of expensive living on your own in Los Angeles and doing that type of stuff, and it would take a lot. It's very logistically in order to make a channel to be able to support myself.
Yeah.
Which is not to say that I'm not, wouldn't consider doing it, but I think also a thing that I'm just more into is being a media outlet, being part of a team. I'm really into the collaborative thing, and it's hard to get that, hard to work on that when you're like, hey, let's team up on my channel, or here, I'll team up with you for your channel. Like, I like working towards one thing that isn't a person, and that was one of the cool things about Inside Gaming, and just sort of, for a time, Machinima in general.
Yeah. And in my opinion, that wasn't a group, that was a family. Like, you guys were very well connected.
I'd say that's a fact, yeah. Your opinion is correct.
So you mentioned BioShock Infinite, and like any other upcoming games you just can't wait to play, or?
Ironically, I can't wait to play Dead Space 3, because I feel like it's now Army of Two in space, and I've been hearing that the plot, even though the plot in 2 was kind of, I heard this one is even more ridiculous, so I'm kind of ironically looking forward to playing that. A game that people has kind of fallen off people's radar, but I'm still pretty jazzed about is Remember Me, that Capcom.
Oh yeah.
Blade Runner thing. I'm pretty into that. They've kind of gone radio silent on that lately. Clearly, I also actually have a lot of hope for GTA 5, because I was let down, but I was expecting a game more in the arc of San Andreas than what GTA 4 delivered, and this looks more like a Ballad of Gay Tony, San Andreas style GTA.
Yep.
So I'm more excited for that. What else am I?
Hell, that just got a release date today too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, it's funny how the outlets were like, it's been delayed, and I'm like, we didn't really have a release date to begin with, so I don't know how you could actually say it was delayed. I mean, yeah, internally, well, it was also, I think, part of the press release, part of the strategy of Rockstar to like, oh well, delayed will get more of a fervor in people looking at it, rather than just like, hey, it's gonna be out this day.
Make people want it.
But that's essentially when I was kind of expecting it to come out anyhow. But yeah, I'm pretty excited. Oh yeah, Dragon Age 3.
Oh yeah, that's.
I was hoping, I did actually play a lot of Dragon Age 2 for some fucking reason.
Because it was fun?
I wouldn't say that. It's kind of like when you're like eating a food and it has a bad aftertaste, so one of the only ways to get rid of the aftertaste is to keep on eating it. That's kind of what Dragon Age 2 was for me.
Yeah, I can get it. I haven't really played Dragon Age 2, so but I've heard things about it, and that's about
Well,
the same
people are
thing.
crazy Dragon Age fans, which also I don't get. Like I liked one, but well, and also I played one on the Xbox, not on PC. So and everybody's like, oh, you got to play Dragon Age one on PC because Xbox is all broken. I liked one, but I didn't see why people were as crazy fans about it as they are.
Yeah.
Um, but that being said, I am actually kind of interested in 3 just to see what they're going to do now that they know they kind of screwed the pooch on the last one, and what they're going to do to try to make it up to us.
It's yeah, and if anything, it's usually I've always found most games usually when it comes to a sequel, they don't tend to live up, and it's like number 3 now it's like they have to go all out and
Exactly.
do the best.
Exactly.
Um, I've noticed on your channel that you play computer games and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
What are you? Are you Xbox, PlayStation, computer, or a Nintendo fan? Like, which one would you have?
Well, I own a Xbox, a PlayStation 3, and a PC. Those are my primary gaming deals. I also, I don't own a Wii U. I'm waiting for a sale.
It might be coming
to be
soon.
completely, it's gonna be coming real soon. Sale price drop, because it's interesting though. I mean, for me that is I haven't owned a Nintendo piece of hardware since a Game Boy, really. My parents were strict, and I didn't have. I missed the 16 bits generation of Nintendo products. And then when I could buy myself a console, the first console I bought myself was a PlayStation. But I'm really. I mean, I don't. It isn't because I'm like, fuck Nintendo, this and that. It's just Nintendo in the past hasn't been offering me things that I'm interested in. Whereas this generation of consoles, there's stuff on Xbox to a lesser extent. There's stuff on PlayStation, and then there's definitely stuff on PC that I'm into and want to play and get my grubby hands on. And generally, most of the stuff on my YouTube channel is off my PC just because that's easier and I'm lazy, and it looks better too. Like really, all I have an Elgato game cap, and I have my laptop to capture all the fucking console stuff. But it's like then I gotta transfer it onto a hard drive and then bring it because I do all my editing on my PC, and then I gotta transfer it onto the PC onto a non-shitty speed hard drive so I can actually edit it, and then the codecs this and that. Whereas I have a fancy, a solid state that I just record my the fraps to, so I can my PC isn't super high end, but it's still pretty good. It was new as of a year and a half ago, so I can still fraps Battlefield at pretty high settings and get 35 frames a second. So I drop it down if I want to do something competitive for that, and everything else I get a totally normal frame rate.
That's actually kind of the same setup for me. I record off of my CPU. I have an HD PVR, and I record off my PC. However, I lost my thumb drive, so I'm using Skype to transfer all my files.
Oh, God.
Yeah, so it's like I'm spending more time transferring the file than uploading it to YouTube, and it's...
Whoops.
Yeah, it's like almost in a full day of just editing and transferring. But you were talking about some of the games you play on the PC and that. What's your actual favorite game that you currently have or of all time? Which one's your favorite?
On PC right now? Oh God, that is a tough question. Right here, let me flip over to. I think if I look on Steam right now, I mean, actually, there's no question on Steam of the stuff that I've spent the most time. It's TF2. How many hours? 231 hours played.
I think I have 5 hours.
Yeah, I've done a decent amount of TF2. I guess probably TF2 would be up there. Civilization, I really like. I haven't touched that in a bit. Like in terms of hours played. What else am I doing? Today I played Blacklight. Blacklight's still really good. Just in games recently that I played, I play fucking Duels of the Planeswalkers on my iPad a lot. Because I'm a big Magic nerd.
Hey, it's nothing wrong with it.
I've been doing a little bit of co-op, 4-player co-op Torchlight 2 with Bruce, Kale, and Kovic, which is really good. I don't know. It's hard to say. It's hard to ever like even nail down one thing. Ooh, actually, yeah, that's my answer. Is all of them.
There we go. Actually, and now it comes down to I actually have technically 2 last questions for you.
Okay.
However, depending how you answer the first one will reflect what the next one will be.
Oh boy.
On the Xbox 360, do you play Halo 4?
Yeah, not as much as I should, but I do. I think I'm like rank like 27, 28, something like that.
That's not bad. Like some of my friends have had it since day release and still down at 15. Yeah. They told me to try it if you said yes.
Okay.
Would you be interested in joining a Halo 4 War Sim? We play every Sunday and it's a lot of fun.
Oh, sure.
I can actually go ahead and send you the link to the website. It's a lot of fun. Built around respect, no teabagging, so there's no raging.
Don't worry about that.
And if you actually join, I'll put me legendary status. So.
Okay, shit. Well then.
I appreciate the interview. A lot of the people that are watching this right now, including FCWars.net, we thank you for your time.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Nope. Thank you for showing up. And if you ever looking for someone to game with, I'm always here for the Xbox, so just hit me up.
Totally, man. Yeah. We'll exchange info over the Skypes.
All right, man. I do appreciate it very much.
Of course.